The sun hung high over the Galilean hills, its golden light stretching across a vast crowd that had gathered to see him. Jesus had spent the day healing the sick, teaching about the kingdom of God, and filling hearts with hope. But as the hours passed, murmurs of hunger began to ripple through the multitude. The disciples saw the growing unrest and approached their master. "Lord," Philip said, scanning the crowd, "it's getting late and the people have nothing to eat. Should we send them away to find food?" Jesus turned to him with a knowing smile. "You give them something to eat." Philip's face fell. Even 200 days' wages wouldn't be enough to feed this many people. Andrew stepped forward, hesitating. "There is a boy here with 5 loaves and 2 fish, but what is that among so many?" Jesus looked at the small offering and nodded. "Tell the people to sit down." The disciples moved through the crowd, instructing thousands to settle on the grassy hillside. A hush fell over them as they watched Jesus take the loaves and fish into his hands. He lifted his eyes to heaven and gave thanks. Then he broke the bread and handed it to the disciples. They took a portion hesitantly, then moved through the crowd, giving away what little they had. And then something unexplainable happened. The more they handed out, the more remained in their hands. The baskets, instead of emptying, overflowed. The loaves multiplied, the fish never ran out. The miracle spread from hand to hand, mouth to mouth, until every single person, 5,000 men, plus women and children, ate their fill. Laughter and astonishment filled the air. The once weary faces of the people now beamed with joy. Parents fed their children. The elderly marveled at the impossible. As the meal ended, Jesus instructed the disciples to gather the leftovers. They returned, wide-eyed, carrying 12 full baskets, more than they had begun with. The crowd whispered among themselves, "Surely this is no ordinary man. Could he be the one we've been waiting for?" Jesus watched them with quiet understanding. They had seen the power of faith and provision. But this miracle was more than just filling stomachs. It was a sign of something greater. A reminder that with God there is always more than enough, and that even the smallest offering in his hands can feed the world.